Yes, sir. We're back. Hey, y'all. I want to shout out. Oh my goodness, elixirs. Oh my goodness, I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. But I do want to shout out DC Mister for his donation, and I want to shout out Conceptual Elixirs LLC. I want to thank you guys so much because the way things are going with the channel, it's not good. And before I fall behind or resort to the streets, I'll just give it up. And yeah, I'll just give it up. Period. And I'll just work a job or two. Or three. Maybe four. Anyway, $ Trap House Kitchen, one of y'all. Keep your boy afloat if you like watching and listening to what I bring. But what we're going to review and discuss today is King Von's uncle. We're going to deep dive this interview. It's going to be chopped up, but I'm going to find the most key points in my opinion, and I'm going to speak on them. If you don't like hearing me or you don't like the subject, click off. Nobody's forcing you to watch. There's a trillion other channels you can go to before you run to my comments and hate and say, let him rest or blah, 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 blah. You got so many channels you can go through. I'll show you how that works, actually. When you open up this little app with the play button, these are all videos. So what you do is you just find one and you click it and you watch it. Anyway, I'm done being smart. You know what? Let's get to the first clip. He's going to introduce himself and he's going to speak on who he is and why he's speaking, and also putting his son out there. And it goes down a bunch of different avenues, but the main thing that I took away from it was not reciprocity, but yeah, that's exactly it. Let's get to it.
I hate I'm here having to do this interview because everything was supposed to be taken care of. His exit was already written. It ain't nothing that I had to do with that, but as Muslims, you're supposed to rectify the situation. It's called blood money. People on the internet talking about, oh, he thirsty for some money. No, as Muslims, you pay the family the blood money. That's it, that's all. You drop a bag off, I drop it to Tasha, she gonna do what she's supposed to do with it. It's been almost 5 years. Have people claiming Islam and y'all ain't playing the blood money. Ain't nobody perfect. I might have would have backdoored somebody that wasn't close to me when I was 20-something years old for $3 million and I already got the money. How easy is that? Especially your mind ain't there and you don't know the person. But once you exposed and once you caught, you got to fix the problem. You ain't fixing the problem. That's why I'm here talking about it. Muslims supposed to cover their Muslims' faults, whether they right or they wrong, but I ain't finna keep on dragging this on and he getting the pass because he a celebrity. I ain't going like that, and I'm throwing my son under the bus first because couldn't nothing had happened without him. And guess who he worked for, though? That's what it is.
Now, what I took away from that clip is religious reasons why that should be paid back. Religious reasons why he's coming out. A lot of people said he was clout chasing. A lot of people said that he wasn't paid or this or that. And I think when he speaks on that blood money thing, I think it's just a term that they use. I don't think it's about actual plasma money. I could be mistaken, but let's get to the next clip.
Okay, that get deep. You know, the internet be real curious about Silk, King Von's father. You know, they want to know, where did King Von get this from? You know what I'm saying? And so the history behind Silk is kind of, I don't want to say a mystery, because those that know, they know, you know, but for the internet, it's been a mystery, right? I was actually working on a documentary about Silk, and I interviewed Regina. I didn't tell you that, you know what I'm saying? Regina, that was one of Silk ex-girlfriends, or, you know. But can you tell us about Silk, you know, the type of guy he was, and, you know, like, you know, where did King Von get this from, right?
But first, I'm gonna give the most important. Heart big as Texas. And that's what it's about. It's about your heart. I don't care what it is you got going on. If your heart ain't good, your body ain't good. If the heart is corrupt, the whole body is corrupt. If the heart is good, the whole body is good. That's just it. A beautiful heart, beautiful soul. Didn't play. Maybe 125 pounds, 130 pounds soaking wet. If he see any type of aggression or anything that you finna be a threat, he gonna take off on you first. You know what I mean? And that's just what he was. I mean, and it's just show you how DNA is DNA and how they look for bloodlines when they breeding dogs. I hate to use that as an example, looking for the bloodlines. Von wasn't around his dad that much, but when I tell you 100% his father, 100% his father, from sleeping in the car, from the ordering the food, from everything, the movements, the everything. So DNA is DNA.
Now, I felt that last clip was interesting because a lot of people, they're intrigued by Von's so-called no-nonsense approach, or how he just doesn't take any shit, or how he's quick to react. Now, that could be a good thing and a bad thing in a bunch of different scenarios. And as we've seen at his demise, it was a bad thing to just react without assessing something, or just to react and underestimate your opposition. And I feel that because he and Rondo and all of them had a rapport, I think that Von actually thought that they could handle it with fisticuffs. Why did I even say that word? But y'all get what I'm saying. They could have handled it scrapping. But the thing is, you guys, Georgia, it's a stand your ground state. Von, he's a spinner, a stepper, a driller, whatever you want to call it. It's hard for me to believe that he went to Georgia and wasn't too privy about stand your ground. That's one of the first things that I learned about Georgia. My sister and my niece and nephew told me straight up, keep that fire. Don't be out here arguing with nobody, no nothing, because it's stand your ground. What stand your ground? If you feel imminent threat, you can use a certain type of force. So it's hard for me to believe that Von went into this situation, or just that transition into Georgia without knowing that. But that hereditary thing, that lineage thing, that the double helix, is it double helix? Y'all get what I'm saying though. That's why Von could possibly be the way he is, because his dad was like that too. In this next clip, check this out about what he says about Von's dad and how he was taken. In Chicago, they had snipers, especially like the Cabrini Green days and stuff like that. There was passages that you don't like. There were lanes that you didn't want to go in because you were greenlit if you were in certain areas and zones, and they literally had people on top of buildings defending territory.
When Silk died, there's stories on the internet saying he was shot by a sniper from the top of the roof.
From the railroad tracks at the roller rink on 87th Street.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that story? Is that true? Is that false? Or,
I mean, that's very true. And the sniper that was hired, I knew who hired him. The whole city knew who hired him, because Silk allegedly broke into a house and took some money, and people had cameras or whatever the case may be. And I later found out who it was, and I didn't know him from a can of paint. They like, man, you got to know him, you know. And so I don't know him. And word got back to me that somebody dropped a bug in his ear and let him know that I ain't about that, and I ain't, I'm a Muslim and I'm doing this, that, and other. So stand down. You ain't got to worry about him coming to retaliate or what's this, that, and other. So it's just what it was. You know what I mean? That's just what it was. And do I believe he was backdoored by the people who he went on this thing with? Yeah, but I don't have any proof, and I only speak facts. You know what I mean? I only speak facts, and whatever in the dark got to come to the light, and no soul shall taste death without God's permission. So that's just what it is. You know what I mean? It's just what.
It's crazy work, y'all. It's crazy work. In this final clip, we're going to see how resilient and brave this man is. And you have to be that when you're speaking on these things. And to sit there and say, Big Dirt got steppers, you got to be of a different caliber. You got to be ready. And you have to be at peace with your God. Let's go.
And as people say, you ain't scared talking this, that, and other. I've been talking this since November 2020. The whole city of Chicago, Oblock, and anybody that came in contact with me know the business and know the truth. Just so happened, They put the rat emoji on my son. Okay, if you gonna tell everything. You gonna give them Von's murder, and you can come home tomorrow. You know what I mean? And you got me and Fats to collaborate with you on your story because you took us with you to go pay Lil Tim. So you can come home tomorrow. See, but what you all don't know and what you all don't believe, they intentionally got caught. This is all a part of the sacrifice. This is all a part of selling your soul. You gotta do some jail time, you gotta do homosexuality, all this come along with it. And they're gonna beat the case for you. That's just what's gonna happen. They run the world. Why you think the president has to go to Israel to bump his head up against a Jewish wall? Why? What did the Jews, why you don't see none of them in power? They let us be they the puppet masters, we the puppets. And it's just what it is. I mean, in everybody's music contracts, nothing but Jewish names. Nothing but Jewish names. The Jews run the world. And like I said, if I'm killed for speaking the truth, I won. And inshallah, I'm Shaheed. And I could bring 72 close friends or family members into paradise with no questions asked.
We're gonna end it right there. This dude makes some great points, y'all. And to have this stance that he's taking to choose religion over family, right over wrong, for whatever reason, even if he didn't get a cut or whatever the case may be, this dude is walking in his faith. And this is the reason why I'm coming back with all this King Von content, because when this man speaks, it makes you play everything back in your head. And once you play everything back in your head, you start assessing everything differently. Then it's like light bulb, light bulb, light bulb. Anyway, I'm done preaching. Like the video. And I'm trying to raise $4,000, y'all. I gotta have an operation, and I need things around me to be comfortable. And this channel is not performing how it did before, so I'm asking you guys. $Trap House Kitchen 1. I'm out. Peace.